Where is the most public you performed a sex act? I had sex with one of my HSGFs on the roof of the band room. A movie theater parking lot, in a car. Some random person's driveway, also in a car. We weren't caught, but they came home during and we had to quickly throw it in reverse and leave. Last but not least, I lost my virginity in a cemetery in a car. I'm actually a reserved person. My parents were strict and I was a horny teenager. I didn't do a sex act, but when I was 13 I saw a HS, maybe 16 and 17? It was at the movie theater. It was the end of the movie. They looked at each other in a sexual way and we decided we wanted to give them time alone, plus it was only me and my brother in the movie theater and them. So we left early and the movie was mid anyways, so it was not important. In my secluded backyard. My cute neighbor is retired and lives alone. She looks a lot when I lay out in the sun. Her dining room is next to my patio. I pulled my bathing suit down and slowly jerked off for a long time, giving her a good show. She comes over at least twice a week with food and a big smile. I should have done this years ago. Had sex in an open soccer field closed off from the public. Got the carpet, the pillows and a blanket and some snacks. It was in the middle of the night, so it was almost pitch black except for the moonlight. We were abruptly disrupted by a police chase, which at first we thought was for us for trespassing. Good and scary times. 2 peeps squeezed into a 3-man tent that you can just hardly sit up in. At a birthday celebration camping weekend for a friend. Tents were pitched, so to say. In more ways than one, just a shame the actual tent was pitched right next to the spot everyone was hanging out that night. Not my proudest, but hey, that's how it did. So far these posts make me realize I had a crazy sex life when I was younger. Parties in front of people. Cop car in a park at night, turned out the cop was taking a nap and when he woke up he turned the lights on. Balcony at the beach with 2 girls. A few. I've slowed down a lot after getting married and having kids. Lol. Early on, my now ex and I didn't have a place as we were both in early high school. But one time during a little school event where lots of the parents and non-students would come to the school to check it out and eat, my ex and I snuck away to one of the classrooms and did it on our teacher's desk. Public pool in the daytime. I mean, we were the only ones there. Afterwards we noticed there are cameras at the corners. Another time was in a dark alley after the bar. This time people did show up but probably didn't notice, cause I mean everyone is drunk and minding their own business. One night stand. Had to be quiet because she lived with her parents. I didn't know that she'd taken me into her granny's bedroom at the time. I didn't know we were in her bedroom until the old girl got up and pissed and it goes in her. My heart stopped and my dick followed suit. Public park, got head. Dry humped her in a dress at high school while other people walked by. Fucked in the back of a car on the side of the road, while other cars drove by, only a small tree in the way of getting spotted. Me and the wife were horny after a long ride. There's these double-decker buses that do tours of the city where I live. GF at the time, and I fucked on the upper level this one time with other people being there as well. We were as sneaky as we could and did not get caught. Tintin would definitely do it again. I was on a huge party in a country house having sex with 2 girls in the same room of 15 other people. Random folks came inside and outside, and there was also a very nice topless photographer making photos. That was my first truly public sex and my first FMF. Got some of the best head in my life from the high school GF back in the day in my pickup truck in a DQ parking lot. Thought she was gonna suck my soul out of me. At a DQ for some reason just does it for me on dates if I'm looking to get some head. My wife and I used to work together, so when I would get to work I rode a bike. I usually needed some cool down sex. We would have sex on a random supervisor's desk each time. Loved to leave them a little gift. We were young and beautiful. Had sex with my girlfriend at the time in the water at the beach while dozens of people were around us, but it didn't work so well. We were young and found out pretty quickly that salt water doesn't keep things the right kind of wet. In a tent on the beach with a few other tents around in a camp full of RVs just behind the tree line, we could literally wake up, smoke a bong hit, and bang all without leaving the mattress until we got a piss. It was so freeing. My first in high school boyfriend and I had sex in his car a couple times. There was one time I got blown and eaten out simultaneously in the steam room. Jacked a guy and sucked another in the sauna a couple times. So it depends. Oh man, where to start? Lol. The bed of a pickup truck while riding through the city. In a car in multiple parking lots. On a toy store loading dock. In a lake in a state park during park hours. The list goes on. Lol. A girl once gave me a blowjob in a shower, at a party, while 15-20 persons juiced outside the room, shouted my name in unison, encouraging. Felt pretty great in the moment, not gonna lie. It was like a movie scene, on a railway overpass during rush hour traffic. Literally could see cars passing under us through the trestles while we banged like rabbits. If anyone looked up through a moonroof, they'd have gotten quite a show. On a sidewalk down by the river. On a golf course. Parking garage rooftop several times. In a quasi-rock quarry at a state park. Enchanted Rock. The hood of my car on the side of the highway. Other places. Macy's changing rooms at the mall. We were both like 16, and did that several times there. Also in a soccer field, and the backyard of some house that was for sale. We were horny teenagers Lamau, flat out banged on the stairs in front of a closed for the evening daycare. Entrance also served as the handicap-accessible rear parking lot entrance of a very much open for dinner restaurant. In high school after a long field trip, in the back of the bus, I gave a dude a handy. It was dark, and mostly everyone was sleeping except the driver. SMH. The shame. Junior year was weird. Handies in the theater, handies in the back of a moving car, handies in a public jacuzzi, basically handies anywhere no one was looking directly at us. He's now my husband of 16 years haha, on the roof of a shut-down elementary school. After losing my virginity in her treehouse, we went on a walk and climbed up there to watch the sunset, and then it just happened again. Not me but my bestie is a teacher and fucked the principal in his office. Problem is they have security cameras and they permanently traumatize the campus cop that checks them. Skull, floor-to-ceiling window and hotel room in NYC. About the 20th floor with other buildings not far away. Middle of the day. We put on quite the show if I must say so myself, with a woman who was somewhat of an exhibitionist. In a hotel room with the lights on and curtains open, where we could be seen by anyone who could see into the window. Had sex in a driveway in the car once because it was Thanksgiving and the house was too crowded. Just gave some roadhead the other night. Done that a few times. Walmart clearance aisle 3 AM when they were 24 hours. Fully naked, fully in, full explode we ran out through lawn and garden fire door into woods. She was an employee. Had sex under a palm tree on a beach tucked away on Coco Key Island in the Bahamas. I consider it public because a family came wandering by a few minutes after, on the roof of a 5-story building. I went down on my then GF, and there was another taller building nearby. I think the people from the top floors could see us, probably banging my girlfriend as a teen under a blanket on the edge of a soccer field during a soccer game. If the blankets rockin' don't come, socksing under the grandstand at the state fair during sold-out sprint car races. I was 18. She was a compact 17-year-old redhead with missile traits. It was very good. Got a blowjob in a cemetery. A railroad passes by toward the back. A train went by and the engineer gave us a good toot on the horn and I waved to him. Lost my virginity in the back of a Jeep at the drive-in during the Avengers. The tiny Jeep was very obviously rockin' and luckily no one came knockin'. Middle deck in a Motley Crue concert. In my defense I was. Let's say it was at a point in time that if you got any at all, it was bragging rights. Sucked my BF off under against a tree in the woods just off the main road. Looked up and saw a geocache thing hanging from one of the branches lol. A park under a tree. Brooklyn rooftop. Inside a random parked truck cab at night. Between two houses. More times than I can count in cars. Abandoned Catholic school, graveyard, behind the church beside my parents' house, in the hospital, the bathroom at a local bar. Skate park. My high school GF blew me all the time in movie theaters. Saw Rush Hour 3 like 4 times and couldn't tell you a single scene from it lol. On the steps of the main branch of the NYC post office. Fingering a girl to orgasm under her skirt, after stealthy removing her panties. High school library or the drive-in theaters. Most likely drive-in theaters. Did it plenty of times there when the movie sucked. Behind some guy on Reddit. I think he was making a post on r Ask Reddit. His username was like, "You splendid moisture" or something. Observation deck, CN Tower. 1974. Yes, we were observed, but were completely unaware until we rode the elevator down again. Cemetery in the middle of the day against a tree and then on the ground. Finished and definitely saw a family walking through. Side of the road, movie theater, many parking lots, public park. My personal fave hot tub the Hampton Inn in Minneapolis. Small strip of beach on an island in the Chesapeake Bay. About 10 minutes later other kayakers showed up but we were off. I'd have to say receiving a blowjob in a golf cart while on a golf course in the middle of a town. Tintin recommend. A movie theater, my GF gave me a blowjob lol, she was a wild one. I wonder what she's doing, I should call her, lol, at a gazebo in the park near my college. It was late enough that no one was there, but anyone could have shown up. I had a GF obsessed with sex in public. So everywhere. Parks, beach, golf courses, parking lot, stores, in my car. I had sex with a co-worker in a CVS parking lot after we got off our closing shift at the same CVS. I'm not sure this counts, but I got my dick sucked in the back seat of a car while her parents were driving. Wife and I swapped with another couple on a pontoon on a small lake. Two separate levels of exhibitionism.